Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Syntell with the Intel, and I'm here with the beautiful Mikel-Claire.
I'm glad you said beautiful because you just called me a brown cow.
That was in an earlier edit. You know how you do that. How now, brown cow?
I know. I'm just messing with you. You know. Yeah,
I need the backstory.
I know you think I'm beautiful. I'm sorry. I had to tease you. I'm sorry. I had to tease you.
Well, me and my beautiful cow will be. I'm so kidding. Listen, let's just go ahead and get this started before I get in trouble. All right. The creator.
The writer.
That too.
I love disagreeing with you.
Oh, wow. We starting off
Dirty Harry.
Gangster.
Dirty Harry.
She really did pew pew with the.
Well, you have to remember, like she's like probably numb to a lot of this given the circumstances that she's grown up in.
Ah, that's true.
That's my thought. Can we turn this one up a little bit?
Back in the day, we'd drive 10, 12 hours on one tank.
Thank you.
Could go anywhere.
So where'd you go?
Pretty much nowhere.
10 to 12 hours on one tank.
Ah, so that's how you could do it that way.
It's a siphon.
I mean, normally people suck the actual hose and get the gas in their mouth and spit it out. And
oh no, that's not the way that I look.
No pun intended. Volume 2 by Will Livingston.
Yo, that's
Volume 2. Look,
in the
get
game.
it? 2,
Oh, it
like
is?
T-O-O.
Nice.
yeah. If you have too much idle time in the game, she tells jokes.
I got something.
Huh.
Here. This make you all nostalgic?
Hank
This
Williams.
is actually before my time.
Right.
Yeah.
Winter, though.
Wait, she said right. That's your time period.
No, that's
right?
before my time too. Smart butt.
You know, I always have to, do a little.
Hank Williams Jr. might have been
That's
my
my time
though.
too, actually.
Yeah, you can't sleep on the road because somebody come mess with you.
Often they could be infected. I'd be afraid to go up in them woods. It's all kinds of fungi up in there.
It could last that long? I know it's canned, but still.
I mean, what?
Like botulism kind of sets in a
But would
lot
you
of
not
cases.
eat it?
Out here.
If it was botulism, no.
So what are they gonna do? Rob us?
Well, they'll have way more in mind than that.
They'll take your truck, and they'll take you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, be real. Yeah.
Because he was out standing in his field.
You did.
I'll go to sleep.
That's pretty good too, actually.
For what? For your dad joke
Yeah.
book? Rolodex?
Can't have empty clips of dad jokes.
Dad joke
Gotta
Rolodex.
say strapped.
Joel is very mellow.
Oh, man, that is deep up in there.
Yeah.
And if he's not there?
I think that's just Pedro Pascal.
You think so?
Yeah, he kind of just plays that a lot.
Yeah.
He said that with confidence too.
Long
Just
story.
extreme confidence.
25 hours?
She was
'Cause I think
strong
that's
wrong.
what we got.
What's his name? Tommy? Tommy.
She said, Johnny!
I really thought that was what it was. That's me in the car on road trips. I'm like, oh, I'll keep you awake. I'll keep you up.
Yes,
And
it
I'm
is.
like, ah.
Yes. My 12 hours driving later. Look at this.
One obstacle
Where are
after
we?
another, right?
Kansas City.
Kansas City, here we come.
Ooh, that's got to be aggravating.
Yeah, especially depending on the city that you're in.
Yeah.
Like some cities are just really wonkily made.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm...
Where the fuck is Fedra?
Ooh-wee. Please help. Oh, no.
Put your seatbelt on.
Are we gonna help him?
No. Oh, my gosh. Oh, there goes the car. Wow. Dang. Oh, that was a hard impact. That was a hard impact for them to just be like, oh, we're good. Get out. No airbags.
Old car. So for future reference,
See that
me
hole?
and C's played this level,
Squeeze through.
and me and him did not do well on it.
Spoiler jerk, you.
Okay.
What?
I'm just enjoying the scene.
Oh, okay.
Nice shooting, Joel.
Ooh, wee, that's creepy. Oh, the suspense of it all. Annie, get your gun. Dang, Joel. Just use it. Don't say anything. There you go. Again. Again.
That's the tough part, right?
I know.
We can be friends. I didn't know.
No, you have to finish.
Brian. I'm Brian.
You have to finish, Brian.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, see, the difference is Joel knows where to shoot so that it's, so you don't have to go through that part.
He's gone through 20 years of survival.
Yeah.
No, we can just stop. We can just stop. Mom!
Because you got to save the round. Got to stab him. Oh my gosh.
Ellie, I got to get in there. I can't fit through.
Oh, wow.
There's some stuff against the door.
Can you move it?
Goodness.
Man, that would be scary. Oh my God. Oh, Brian is no longer with you or receiving calls today.
Yeah.
Brian is out of the office today. I wouldn't really want to get rid of a lot of doctors because that might be necessary. I think it's funny though that she looks like just like a soccer mom, and then here she is like this.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. It's interesting how they casted her.
Yeah,
like that, right?
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, the doctor is not gonna make it.
I believe that she's about her business. I just don't know if I believe that she would be running this whole militia.
That's what I'm saying. I think they probably did it, like we said, on purpose, kind of, to make it seem like these are like real people that had to do what they have to do, kind of situation, maybe. I have high anxiety with these people looking for us, looking for us.
Well, remember, she did sneak away. That's when she got bit the first time, when she snuck away adventuring. So who knows what happened during that adventure?
Yeah, and just the whole time that she's been on her own,
Show me your grit.
There we go. Just show her how to use it. Thank you.
I mean, I'm sure they will, but I'm like, I don't know how. Have you seen her before, this actress? I've seen her before.
I mean, if I have, it was probably a smaller role.
Okay. See, and in my head, obviously, the guy that she's walking with looks like he would be the one who would be in charge.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Stereotypically.
The aesthetics of it. Well, I wouldn't say that because, like, I would believe
that
Tess.
she ran, that she ran it.
I don't believe the fact that, she is the leader of this militia. But I'm willing for her to change my mind. I'm waiting for her to change my mind.
You don't think Kathleen can
No, she looks like a soccer mom, like you said.
Yeah. Somebody's up there. It's not them, but somebody's in there. You could tell. Oh. Oh, no. Somebody's up there. I bet you it's a kid, too, because of the drawings.
What if he's something like that?
It probably is.
Not yet. Let's just handle what we have to handle. We can deal with this after.
Kathleen.
Hell no.
He said Kathleen.
I'm like, hell no.
Okay?
You done bumped your head. Let me tell you, that's a larger problem that I think should be a priority.
That's why he looked at her
Kathleen. I'm like, Kathleen. I am really amazed at the battery life of these flashlights.
Yeah, well, they're in the game.
I know you have to charge. I know, but I'm just saying.
They're kinetic lights. Yeah.
It's a lot of flights. I'm tired just looking at all the.
That's a lot of flights in the dark. Yeah, your legs gonna be burned.
Yeah, I literally have to pause, take a little rest, a little snack break every like 10 floors maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'd probably do the same thing. Break it down in the 10 floors.
Yeah, I mean.
That's a gray.
Come on.
That's a gray question. It's gray, because you need the why.
I don't want someone sneaking up on us while we're sleeping.
Oh, I get it. Crunch, crunch, crunch. You sure you're gonna hear it?
Of course I'll hear it. That's the damn point.
Is this our first reference of Joel's age? He's 56.
Yeah, this is the first time they've ever said a number.
I wouldn't have guessed that high.
Joel? Did you know diarrhea is hereditary?
What?
Yeah. It runs in your genes.
That is so goddamn stupid.
It's all fun and games. You hear this crunching of this glass coming up in a minute. Yep. I heard something, didn't you?
I thought I did.
I thought I did too.
Joel!
Oh, snap. Oh, it's Henry and Sam. It's Henry and Sam. Oh, it's ended. Oh, it ended?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't lie. I did kind of have a feeling it was probably going to end on that.
That's because you've played the game.
I mean, you know.
Don't spoil anything for me.
No, of course not. I'm not going to spoil
Okay.
anything.
Okay.
All right. So just, you kickstart this. What do you think about this episode?
Here's the thing. I know we said, that IMDb scores were a little low, but
Yeah.
it just came out an hour ago. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I think they're building the relationship between Ellie and Joel, accepting, even though he still calls her cargo, I feel like he's still kind of accepting his role as her protector in a way. I wouldn't say fatherly yet, because I think that that's still too great of a wound for him right now.
Okay.
But I liked that.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you have to keep in mind we're watching this. Literally, it came out like 15 minutes before we started recording it, and the IMDb score was already it already had like over 2,000 some odd votes, which means there's gonna be people that are gonna be clicking emotionally, and it's probably gonna be a mixed bag based off of how good the program is, and maybe how some people may not be on track with some of the choices that have been taken with some of the episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that we should really kind of throw that number out.
Yeah, or they'll be comparing to the previous ones or whatever, or they're hardcore gamers and whatever. But yeah, whatever the reasoning may be, I understand that will definitely change.
Yeah.
What did you think about the whole group led by the soccer mom? Like, what did you feel about that situation? And
yeah, I don't think I'm being fair to the character or the actress, because I'm judging strictly off of just how she looks. And there's nothing about how she looks that's convincing to me of that. Like I said before, we had a really good example of who I would believe in Tess, especially even more so the video game version of Tess. And there's other characters that we'll see come later on that are women who are very convincing. So it's just the way her character looks. That's just, I feel like she should be passing out oranges and handing out participation trophies.
I do too. I can't lie, because I feel like, but then like I said, I feel like they're doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
Because of the whole, everybody is in this situation, and it's what will anybody do.
Yeah.
Like I said, the most unassuming person could be the person that's shooting the doctor because he keeping secrets about Henry and Sam. You know what I mean? So I feel like that may be why they chose that direction.
No, I think that's exactly what it is, because it's the greatest distance travel of change. Like, what type of world does it take to take somebody who looks like a soccer mom into just killing, the doctor of the group, possibly, who's hell bent on revenge, who is running a militia, and who looks to be a seasoned gunman next to her.
Yeah.
So how does that happen? It's a far more interesting story if it's seen through that eye.
Yeah, and the other thing that reinforced that for me was the fact that they found the pictures, like the drawings of Sam's. So you would think that it would pull on the heartstring of a mom. So I was like, oh, okay, they're adding to that by having these pictures here, these drawings, and so I was like, oh, okay, I'm getting it.
Yeah, I think they tried to set the tone with her killing the doctor who delivered her.
Yeah.
And him not snitching.
Yeah.
And him just being like, this is out of my hands. You've gone too far. I'm just the doctor. And, she killed him in cold blood.
Yeah.
So I get where they're going.
Yeah.
I get what they're trying to go for. It's just, I just don't believe it yet.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
I'm willing to be, I want to be convinced and change my mind.
But here's the thing, and now that I saw Henry, I'm like, Henry could take Kathleen out. But I know that, Kathleen has a few people behind her, but I'm like, we'll have to see about that one.
Yeah. So the relationship and the bonding is just the core critical of just the entire show. And you said that you've been enjoying like the path that we've been going on so far. I think one of the things that I'm glad that they introduced, it's a really small thing in the game, but it's working really well, and that is like the joke book.
Yeah. The puns.
Yeah, like she carries
no pun intended.
This book, and if you're too idle in the game, she'll be like, hey, liven the mood up, and it works because in the game it can get really heavy. It can get really heavy, and then here you have this. We forget that this is a young girl, who does still have some innocence left, and we still get to see like bits of that kind of like peep out. And I like the way that especially the second go round when they're at the top of the building regarding the series, and she tells the joke, and you see Joel's shell cracking and becoming softer. I thought that was a really cool moment.
Yeah, I like the fact that it lightens the mood, like you said, because I'm in a state of suspense the entire time. Like Kathleen is coming, and and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I like that it just lightens everything up, and I'm like, oh yeah, that I am watching a show. I can laugh a little bit. You know what I mean? Like they're still alive, even though Henry and Sam show up, and I'm like, oh Lord, we back at this again.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing that I appreciate, that they have those nuances. So then that way it lightens certain situations, or I recognize, their relationship building and stuff like that. So I appreciated it too.
I think they added a scene that I enjoyed too, to kind of set the tone of what everybody's kind of walking into when Joel Joel and Ellie find a little spot in the woods, and they have the conversation about people. And like if you're a fan of The Walking Dead or just a lot of zombie films in general, the infected / zombies are certainly terrifying, but there's something else that's always, just slightly worse, and that is the people that live in these apocalyptic environments and how they survive. So it kind of set the tone a little bit early, but I thought they did something that was really brilliant, and that is, people are forced into these kind of like decisions and forced into this culture, this survival kind of culture. And you can sometimes forget that the bad guys that are shooting at you, especially in the game, that that person that you're shooting at has a history, has a story, has somebody that loved them.
Everybody,
and all this,
everybody does.
And we got a chance to see it when one of the members of the militia ends up getting shot. And then all of a sudden, there's like a real kind of like sensitive moment that is being used to play on Ellie's emotions more so than Joel. What did you think about that moment?
The crazy thing, I felt bad, more bad. Oh my gosh, I felt more sympathy for for Ellie than I did for the guy that was shot.
Okay.
And I think it's because, and here's the thing, it was like he's a child too, in terms of he was like, oh, my mom is down the street, and then he was calling for her like right when Joel was about to take him out. Yeah. But for some reason, I guess because I have more connection to Ellie now, like love, hate, whatever. Not hate, but like dislike on occasion. Yeah. I have more empathy for her than I did for this guy. So I felt more for her in the moment than I did for him.
Oh wow. There's a movie, was it Saving Private Ryan, right? It was one of the first battle scenes. I know there's a lot of great war movies, but for me personally, when I saw Saving Private Ryan in the theater, the humanizing of some of the people as they're going through this atrocity, like really hit a tone for me. And when they're storming the beach, and these kids pretty much are like bleeding out and begging for their mothers and all this other stuff. It puts this atrocity into you have to look at it through the lens of the individual person, because we see it from such a grand scale. It's just this battle that just happens and people die. Unnamed people, they're just these numbers. But it wasn't until that movie that I saw that it really kind of like made it, person for person, each one of these people that are being affected. And I felt that way regarding when that young man was dying, because it was just a cool little shootout for us, the people that are viewing it. But the choices that the director made and the writer made in order to like be like, no, this is a real human being. It's not the infected. It's not some person that's just blood lusting, and it's not Mad Max kind of thing. This is a human being, and it was jarring, because it's hard to listen to. It's hard to listen for somebody begging for their mother. It's hard to hear somebody negotiating for their life or not make some cool quip You know, this is just how my personal take is.
Yeah.
So maybe it didn't affect everybody else in the same way that it affected me, but it just made the world a little bit more believable.
Well, yeah, because for me, I feel like, I mean, obviously it's just survival, right? So in my eyes, I view it as if I don't take you out, you're going to take me out. You know what I mean? So I didn't have that same compassion for him. I mean, obviously we're watching a show. It's not like reality for me. So I can't say what it would be like if I were actually, Lord willing, I don't want to be, but if I were actually there, but I'm just saying, like, for me, I was like, oh, either you take him out or he's going to take you out, one or the other. So I was like, okay, if I have to choose, well, you know, then you going before I'm going.
Well, I think that's a very valid point that you should bring up, because that's exactly how Joel goes about it. It's like, well, this needs to be done in this way.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we didn't they didn't glorify the killing of this young man.
No, not at all.
And they also did something else that I thought was cool, contextually cool. And that is, in the game, you know, depending on the level that you play, you have to be very mindful of your ammunition. And if you can save a bullet, you'd use another method in order to do that.
Yeah.
For one, because it's sound, because it's loud, and there's just not a lot of those kind of resources. So for Joel to use his knife to finish him off, I thought was just another very small, subtle little kind of like hat tip to the gamers, because it's like, yeah, he's saving his ammo and he's saving the sound.
Yeah, well, and there's two ways that I feel like they kind of address that later on, and maybe so that people who have the same sentiment as you about his death can have some sort of some kind of closure with it.
Okay.
Is, you know, Ellie asked Joel if the people that he killed were innocent.
Right.
You know what I mean? So maybe she's like, oh, you know, just trying to reconcile that. And we don't know, like, how she's used a gun before. We don't know, like, you know, we don't know what that looked like either. And then for him to apologize for her having to even be around that and witness that, I think shows that he understands that this is not, you know, easy. This is a real person. This is humanity. We're all still humans, even though we've been forced into this situation.
Right.
So I feel like those two things kind of reconciled it for some people, maybe. But that's how I viewed that.
Yeah, it's like we live in the gray, right? And a lot of times, you know, especially when it comes to cinema and filmmaking and storytelling, there's not a lot of fun in the gray. You either have to have one of the polar, you're living in the black or you're living in the white, and it's just because you have to make these strong choices, right? When you're doing this type of storytelling. But with the advent of how the storytelling has changed over the past few years in series and stuff like that, there's just been a lot of fun and interesting things within the gray. And in the gray is Joel killing innocent people. In the gray is Ellie having to kill somebody. We don't know the reason why, but there are heroes as far as the story is concerned. They're the people we're rooting for, but they've done these horrible, atrocious things, which, you know, once
Survival.
again, yeah. It's just cool with some of the choices.
Yeah. What did you think about what was in storage room, or whatever you want to call it, that big crater that Kathleen and her person came up against?
Yeah, it's like the thing under the stairs or the thing under the rubble.
The thing in the crater is what I'm calling it.
We talked briefly about, you know, the largest. We did a live stream, and obviously you should check out our live streams as well. They're on Monday nights. But we talked about fungus being the world's largest organism in the world, and especially there's this one big patch that's in Oregon, and it's like a couple thousand acres, you know, in size, and it's a living, self-contained community fungal organism. And since this fungus is the thing that's, you know, destroying the world, you know, what if it is like this one big massive hive mind fungus thing that's kind of like going on, that's buried under the...
Well, I think that probably is what it is, because they talked about, you know, it being like a collective thing. I feel like they wouldn't have had that whole conversation and had that, you know, situation if it didn't come back again.
Right.
And the like grandiosity of this crater, and the fact that it was, you know, it was coming down, and it was, you know, it was pulsing or whatever it was doing. It was moving around. Yeah. I just think that's going to be super dope. It made me wonder if that was like the core of the fungi.
Yeah, but you said something that put things in perspective. You're like, this big massive thing that's breathing underground seems to be the priority. Can we chill out on Henry and whatever and Sam and worry about that?
Yeah, because in my head I'm like, even if it's infected people or things, that would be more of a concern than Henry and Sam.
A little bit. You would think that.
Henry and Sam are hiding. Like, they don't want you to find them. This thing right here, you could deal with right now.
You know, get some dynamite, some blowtorches or something.
I'm like, come on, Kathleen. You're the leader.
Yo, but you know, I always say that the phrase over and over again, a dog with a bone. Somebody that's just got like this bone to pick.
Yeah, but.
You know, and revenge is on the mind, murder's on the mind.
Fungi need to be on her mind. Fungi. Survival.
Oh
okay, I'm sorry.
But I tell you what does need to be on your mind. That's hitting that subscription button. Of course, giving us those thumbs up. Yo, check out some of our merch. That's down in the link in the description below. And of course, check out Mikel-Claire's page.
This is not The Last of Us. This is not The Last of Us. I always have to do it. Snooty Vegans is my YouTube channel. Lock Journey Vegan Lifestyle, Life as You Know It. Link in description. Follow along. Tons of funno.
Hey, if you are watching this on the day that it drops, we will be having a live stream a little bit later on. Check out those live streams. You can go to the page and check out some of the previous ones. We go in a little bit more detail, and we have some more friends that bop in. All right, yo, with that being said, catch you on the next one. Peace.